Welcome to Data Talk, presented by IDEA Data and Research. DATA stands for Data Analysis Techniques Applied. Data Talk is a series of webinars for Arkansas's local education agencies on the use of data, particularly for special education staff. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Data Talk. In this episode, we will present how to use Excel to examine your data. You have just completed an advanced search in the Student Management System for active students in the Special Education module. You have exported your results to Excel. Now you need to examine the data for anomalies, so you can fix them prior to submitting the data to the state. While this video only covers some of the fields collected, the district is responsible for verifying all data, not just those used in this video. In this video, we will discuss which Excel skills you need to master. First is setting up your menu banner. Second is how to sort and filter your data using the filter function. Then we will discuss how to change data field formats, insert columns, and how do you calculate a student's age based on a particular date. I have opened the downloaded Excel file, and I notice that the banner across the top does not show me the full menu. So to get the menu banner to show and stay displayed, I need to pin it to the top of the spreadsheet. First, I click on Home. When you click on Home, the menu banner is displayed. However, it will not stay displayed unless you pin it to the top of the spreadsheet. To pin it, all you have to do is click on the push pin symbol in the lower right corner. If you want to close the menu banner, click on the up arrow in the lower right corner. Now we are going to turn on the filter functions. Adding the filter function to your spreadsheet can be completed from the Home or Data tabs. For this example, I will demonstrate from the Data banner. Click on Data from the banner menu and then click on Filter. Once you click on Filter, drop-down arrows are added to each column within your data set. Now that our filters are turned on, we can query for missing or invalid data. Remember to keep your data dictionaries handy so you can verify you have the correct codes. First, we will look for missing data. As you click on the drop-down arrows, you can scroll to the bottom and see the blank option is present. In this example of the primary disability code, column I, blanks show up telling me not all records have a disability code. To see which records are blank, scroll back to the top and click on Select All to remove the checks. You can also remove the checks one by one. Then scroll back to the bottom and select Blanks and click on OK. In my example, one record has a missing disability code. To remember which record needs to be fixed, make a note of the record ID, or you could highlight the row to indicate something is wrong. To highlight the first row, click on the row number to be highlighted. Note that the row is shaded. Then under Home, click on Highlight Painter. There is a down arrow which allows the selection of various colors. In my example, I used yellow. Once you have highlighted, you can remove the filter on the column by selecting All again. Continuing our filtering examples, we have cleared all filters and will now filter on Federal Placement Code. When we open up the drop-down in column J, we notice there are codes listed. Using the Data Dictionary, verify each of the codes. For each code that is valid, remove the check, narrowing down the data. In my example, RN is an invalid code, and a record cannot have a blank code. Once I click OK, these two records are presented. Once again, I want to highlight these records so I know there are errors to be fixed. Once highlighted, remove the filter on the column by selecting All. Let's practice one more filter by looking at grade and assigned grade. Now, grade and assigned grade should be the same, except for when the grade is either EE, SM, or SS. The assigned grade has to be K-12. Non-graded codes are invalid for the field. First, filter on grade for EE, SM, and SS. In my example, there are two records that have non-graded codes. One is EE, one is SS. Note the record coded as EE has no assigned grade, and the record coded as SS has an assigned grade of SS, which is invalid. Once again, we need to highlight these records, then remove the filter from grade. As we were looking through the data, we realized that the date of birth is not in the format we prefer. It is displayed as a long date, and we want a short date. To change this, first I will select the column to be changed by clicking on D. I may have to click twice, but the column will become shaded gray. Then in the number menu, select short date, and the date now reflects the change. Oh, we haven't verified the age of our students yet. To verify the age, we need to insert a couple of columns. Since I want my two columns to follow the birth date field, I will select the two columns to the right of birth date and right-click on my mouse for the quick access menu to display and click on Insert. Now the two columns have been added, and since the columns were within the dataset, it automatically added the filter function. In column E, we want to add the date which the age is to be based on. My dataset is from 2005, so I will use December 1, 2005. In cell E2, I'm going to type 12/1/2005. Then I'm going to select E2 and right-click on my mouse and click on Copy. We want to paste the date in the field for each record. Click your mouse on E2 again and hold the left mouse button down as you drag it down the field to the last record. Now the field is selected for all your records. Right-click on your mouse and select Paste. The date 12/1/2005 is now populated in the dataset. Now that the date is in column E, we are going to populate column F with a formula to calculate the age. Click on cell F2, then move up to the right end of the Home menu banner and click on the summation symbols drop-down and select More Functions. Then select Date Time from the category list and scroll to the bottom and select Year Frac. After selecting Year Frac, a new screen pops up to enter the criteria. The start date is the birth date. Select cell D2. The birth date for the first record. The end date is E2, where we entered 12/1/2005. Then click OK. Now the first record has an age formula. Note that it showed up with a date instead of age. We need to correct the data type for column F. Select column F like we did before and change the field from date to general. It now displays 21.6 years. Once we reformatted column F to general, the formula in cell F2 changed to the age, the number of years and months. But we want an integer, the year only. We do not want to just remove the decimals, for that could possibly cause the age to roll up a year. Instead, we are going to modify the formula to give us an integer. Click on cell F2, and the formula is displayed in the cell and above. After the equal sign, insert INT and an opening parentheses. Then insert a closing parenthesis at the end of the formula. Hit Enter. Now we see the age is 21 instead of 21.6. The formula is now ready to be applied to all other records. Click on cell F2 and in the bottom right corner of the cell, place your mouse cursor over the corner and it will give you a plus sign. Once you have the plus sign, double-click and the formula will populate into the other records. Now let us conduct a check for invalid ages. Like before, using the filter function, look for any age outside the 5 to 21 criteria. When I click on the drop-down, the menu shows 2 records with ages over 21 and 1 record has an error value. Those 3 records will need to be examined. All 3 records have year errors. The first record has a date of birth of 11/21/2084. The year more likely should be 1984. Similarly, the second record has a year of 2090, when the year is probably 1990. And the third record has a birth year of 1896, and it is probably 1996. Like before, we are going to highlight the records so we know which records need corrections. So what is next? All corrections need to be made in the student management system prior to the cycle submission. If an error does get through the submission system, corrections will need to be made in the student management system and the MySped resource system. I hope you have found this information helpful. Thank you for reviewing Data Talk. We hope you have found it to be helpful and will join us for upcoming webinars. If you wish to contact us, you may do so through the mail at IDEA Data and Research, University of Arkansas at Little Rock, 2801 South University Avenue, Education 209, Little Rock, Arkansas 72204. Our phone number is 501-683-7219. Our fax number is 501-569-8238. If you have any questions, you can contact Dr. Jody Fields at jafields@ualr.edu.